So I would like to begin by thanking everyone for the warm welcome that I have received over the past 2 months from across the university, from alumni and friends, and from the civic and business community of Long Island. I am so happy to be here.
President Poser, you obviously have a background growing up in New York City, and now you're back after having a quick trip in Chicago as well in the middle. What's it like to come back home and be back in higher education? What's your journey been like?
Well, I'm very happy to be back. I actually wasn't looking to come back to New York, but now that I'm here, it's really been wonderful. Even though I grew up in the city and I live in Nassau County now, it's all very familiar to me.
And now, speaking about your time at UIC, you helped open up the first openly public law school in the city of Chicago and at the University of Illinois Chicago. What did having that accomplishment mean to you and that school open up at UIC?
Well, you know, somebody once said, I think it was a former president of the University of Chicago, that you can have a great university without a law school, but it's not very common. So it was very exciting to create the first public law school in Chicago. It's kind of amazing. There were 6 law schools in Chicago, and they were all private. And of course, it added greatly to UIC.
And now, a bit more into that, you come to Hofstra. What was your first reaction hearing the news you would become the next president at Hofstra, and more specifically, the first female president at Hofstra University?
You're the second person today to ask me that latter question. Well, I mean, I went through a very long search process. I probably had, I don't know, 5 or 6 Zooms. As the search progressed, I became more and more interested. The more I learned about Hofstra, the more I spoke with the committee and, you know, did my own research online and talking to other people. I just thought that this would be a wonderful place to be. So I was absolutely thrilled when I found out.
And now, obviously, another part of President is working with student leaders as well. What's the goal, or I guess what you want to establish with these student leaders through maybe your first, second year in the presidency, like the relationship you want to build with them?
Well, I hope that I've already begun building those relationships. You know, we're all here because of all of you. We're here for the students. This is, you know, an educational institution. But I think it's absolutely critical for particularly leaders in higher education to spend time with students, to be constantly reminding themselves of why they're here, and also to hear perspectives about the university, what's going well, maybe what is not going as well, and to hear them directly from the students. The students really just seem very happy, which isn't to say everything is perfect, but it really does seem like a place that is, you know, where students feel sort of nurtured and given opportunities. And so I like hearing that, and I also want to hear what we need to do better.
And now you've been here for a couple months already, still in a little bit of a transitional phase. What would you say are maybe the 2 or 3 biggest goals you want to have accomplished by the end of year 1?
Well, one of them is that we're starting an initiative to ask everybody on this campus, and you know, faculty, students, staff, administrators, you know, alumni, trustees, how they would define Hofstra today, and what are our ambitions for the future. I mean, we have so many strengths in undergraduate education, in the liberal arts core, and all of these wonderful graduate and professional programs that have grown up. I don't know what our definition is, and what do we want people to think when they hear Hofstra? What are the faculty in particular, you know, what are their interests, and where do they see the university going? It's really their university in many ways, and I really want to hear from them in particular, because that will help us think about what the future should be. You know, I have my own ideas.
Well, Dr. Poser, thank you so much for sitting down with us today at Hofstra today.